My name is Sarah, and this is the story of how I used the power of manifestation to save my family from losing our home. It's a story of desperation, hope, and the incredible turn of events that changed our lives forever. The day I received the foreclosure notice was one of the darkest days of my life. I stared at the letter, my hands trembling, my heart pounding in my chest. We had 1 month to come up with the money for the mortgage, or we would be evicted. My husband, John, and our 2 children, Emma and Max, depended on me. We had nowhere else to go. The thought of being homeless was unbearable. John and I had both lost our jobs during the economic downturn, and we had been scraping by on odd jobs and what little savings we had left. But it wasn't enough. We were drowning in bills, and the mortgage was the final straw. I felt like a failure, unable to provide for my family, and the weight of that responsibility crushed me. I spent the next few days in a haze of anxiety and despair, searching for any possible solution. We applied for loans, but our credit was shot. We reached out to family and friends, but everyone was struggling. It seemed hopeless. One evening, after putting the kids to bed, I sat in the living room, surrounded by unpaid bills and foreclosure notices. I felt like I was at the end of my rope. That's when I remembered something I had read about years ago, the law of attraction and manifestation. At the time, it had seemed like a bunch of wishful thinking, but now, I was desperate enough to try anything. I did some research online and found countless stories of people who had used manifestation to achieve their goals. They spoke of visualizing their desires, believing in their dreams, and taking inspired action. It sounded too good to be true, but I decided to give it a try. What did I have to lose? That night, after everyone was asleep, I sat down with a notebook and wrote out my intention. I will find a way to pay the mortgage and keep our home. I closed my eyes and visualized our family in the house, safe and secure. I imagined the relief and joy we would feel when the mortgage was paid. I tried to feel the emotions as if it had already happened. The next morning, I woke up with a renewed sense of purpose. I told John about my plan, and although he was skeptical, he agreed to support me. We needed to raise a significant amount of money in a short period, so we decided to have a garage sale. We had accumulated so many things over the years, and it was time to let go of what we didn't need. We spent the next week going through every room, attic, and garage, sorting through our belongings. We found clothes, toys, furniture, and household items that we could sell. As we worked, I kept visualizing our success. I imagined people coming to the sale, buying our items, and us reaching our goal. The day of the garage sale arrived, and we set up tables in the front yard, displaying everything we had for sale. I made signs and posted them around the neighborhood, and we advertised online. I woke up early, filled with nervous energy but also a strange sense of optimism. The morning started slowly, with a few early birds browsing through our stuff. I tried to stay positive, reminding myself to trust the process. By mid-morning, more people started to show up, and the sales picked up. We were selling a lot, but I knew we still had a long way to go to reach our goal. Around noon, a middle-aged couple arrived and began looking through the items on the table. The woman picked up an old, dusty bowl that had been sitting in our attic for years. It was a family heirloom that I had almost forgotten about. It didn't look like much, but it had intricate designs and a unique shape. The woman examined the bowl closely and then turned to her husband, whispering something. They both looked excited, and she approached me with the bowl in her hands. "How much for this?" she asked. I hesitated, unsure of its value. "I'm not sure. It's an old family heirloom. How much would you be willing to pay for it?" The woman and her husband exchanged glances, and then she said, "We'll give you $10,000 for it." My jaw dropped. I could hardly believe my ears. "Are you serious?" I asked, my voice trembling. "Yes," she replied. "We collect antiques, and this bowl is a rare find. It's worth much more than $10,000. I felt a surge of relief and gratitude wash over me. This was it. This was the miracle we needed. I agreed to the sale, and they wrote me a check on the spot. I held the check in my hands, tears streaming down my face. We had done it. We had raised the money we needed to save our home. That evening, after the garage sale ended, we gathered as a family in the living room. I showed John the check, and we hugged each other tightly, overwhelmed with emotion. Emma and Max, too young to fully understand what was happening, joined in the celebration, their laughter filling the room. In the days that followed, we deposited the check and paid off the mortgage. The sense of relief and security was indescribable. I knew that the power of manifestation had played a crucial role in our success. It had given me hope and the determination to take action. Looking back, I realized that the experience taught me valuable lessons about resilience, belief, and the power of our thoughts. Manifestation wasn't just about wishing for things to happen, it was about setting clear intentions, believing in the possibility, and taking inspired action. My name is Sarah, and this is my story of how I used manifestation to save our home and provide a stable future for my family. It's a story of hope, faith, and the incredible power within each of us to create the life we desire. After we paid off the mortgage, life felt lighter, filled with possibilities. The sense of security and relief that enveloped our family was profound, and it gave me a newfound appreciation for the power of manifestation. But our journey was far from over. The experience of the garage sale and the miraculous sale of the antique bowl had opened my eyes to the potential of our thoughts and beliefs to shape our reality. With the immediate crisis behind us, I began to think about what other areas of our lives could benefit from manifestation. John and I still needed stable jobs, and our financial situation was far from secure. I knew I couldn't rely on another stroke of luck like the antique bowl, so I started researching more about manifestation techniques, trying to deepen my understanding and improve my practice. I read books, watched videos, and joined online communities of like-minded individuals. I learned about different methods, such as scripting, vision boards, and affirmations. The idea was to keep my intentions clear and focused, and to align my thoughts and feelings with the reality I wanted to create. John was supportive, though still a bit skeptical. He loved seeing the positive changes in me and how our lives had improved, but he wasn't entirely convinced that it was all due to manifestation. Nevertheless, he agreed to try some of the techniques with me, if only to keep our spirits up and maintain a positive outlook. We started by creating a vision board together. We cut out pictures from magazines and printed images from the internet that represented our dreams and goals. We included images of stable jobs, financial security, family vacations, a comfortable home, and happy, healthy children. We placed the vision board in our bedroom, where we would see it every day, and made a habit of spending a few minutes each morning visualizing these goals as if they had already been achieved. Next, we began practicing daily affirmations. We wrote down positive statements about our goals and repeated them aloud every day. Statements like, "We are financially secure," "We have fulfilling and well-paying jobs," and "Our family is happy and healthy." The idea was to reprogram our minds to focus on the positive and to believe that these things were already true. We also started scripting. This involved writing in a journal as if our goals had already been achieved. I would write entries about my wonderful job, the joy of financial freedom, and the happiness of our family. John, although still hesitant, joined me in this practice, and we found it to be a great way to end our day on a positive note. As the days and weeks passed, something incredible began to happen. Opportunities started to appear, seemingly out of nowhere. John was contacted by an old colleague who offered him a job at a new company. It wasn't his dream job, but it was stable and paid well, and it was a step in the right direction. I also received several job offers after applying to various positions, and I eventually found a job that was both fulfilling and financially rewarding. Our financial situation improved steadily. We were able to save money, pay off debts, and even plan a family vacation, something we hadn't been able to do in years. The kids were happier too, sensing the positive changes and the renewed energy in our home. But it wasn't just about the jobs and the money. Manifestation had also brought us closer as a family. We were more supportive of each other, more optimistic about the future, and more appreciative of what we had. The experience had taught us to focus on the positive, to believe in ourselves, and to work together towards our goals. One evening, as we sat around the dinner table, I looked at my family and felt a deep sense of gratitude. We had been through so much, but we had come out stronger and more united. I knew that the power of manifestation had played a crucial role in our journey, and I was determined to continue using it to create the life we desired. In the months that followed, we continued to practice manifestation techniques, setting new goals and visualizing our success. We also began to share our experiences with friends and family, encouraging them to try these methods in their own lives. Some were skeptical, but others were inspired by our story and decided to give it a try. One of our new goals was to buy a bigger house. Our current home, although dear to us, was starting to feel cramped as the kids grew older. We wanted a place with more space, a nice yard for the kids to play in, and a room where John could set up his workshop. We added pictures of beautiful houses to our vision board and began visualizing our new home every day. As we continued our manifestation practices, we also took practical steps towards our goal. We started saving more aggressively, cutting unnecessary expenses, and researching the housing market. We even attended open houses and looked at properties online, trying to get a sense of what we wanted and what we could afford. After several months of searching and saving, we found the perfect house. It was spacious, with a large backyard, a beautiful kitchen, and plenty of room for everyone. It was in a great neighborhood, close to good schools and parks. It was everything we had envisioned and more. We made an offer, and to our delight, it was accepted. The process of buying the house went smoothly, and soon we were moving into our new home. Standing in the middle of our new living room, surrounded by boxes and with the kids running around excitedly, I felt an overwhelming sense of achievement and gratitude. We had done it. We had manifested our dream home. The move to the new house marked a new chapter in our lives. It was a fresh start, filled with new possibilities and opportunities. We continued to practice manifestation, setting new goals and working towards them with faith and determination. The experience had taught us that anything was possible if we believed in ourselves and took inspired action. Our journey with manifestation had transformed our lives in ways we never thought possible. From the brink of losing our home to finding financial stability and moving into our dream house, it had been an incredible ride. We had learned to focus on the positive, to believe in our dreams, and to take action towards achieving them. Looking back, I am incredibly grateful for the journey. It wasn't always easy, but it was worth it. Manifestation had given us the tools to create the life we wanted, and it had brought us closer as a family. We had learned to support each other, to stay positive in the face of challenges, and to celebrate our successes together. My name is Sarah, and this is the story of how I used manifestation to transform our lives, from saving our home to finding financial stability and creating a loving, supportive family. It's a story of hope, belief, and the incredible power within each of us to shape our reality.